Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Killer Clowns from Outer Space is a movie from 1988. It's a horror, sci-fi, parody, comedy. Basically, it's about exactly what the title says. It's about killer clowns from outer space. This was made back in the days before it was cool to be scared of clowns. You know what I mean? It's like when I was a kid, I used to go to the circus. We had a local circus in my town, and same one every year. It would come around every year at the same time. Clowns always had some funny gags. They would come out in the middle of like sets of people on trapeze and stuff or whatever, and the clowns would come out and they'd run around and try and make the kids laugh and stuff. And even as a little kid, I was like, this is just a bunch of people with makeup all over their face acting like idiots. That's what a clown is, right? Yeah, and then like 1990 or so, Stephen King's It came out and changed everybody's opinions of clowns for the worst. I guess John Wayne Gacy did that before anybody else did. Anyway, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. So it's set up like a horror movie where basically there's a threat. Nobody knows exactly what it is just yet, but something weird is happening and people are disappearing and or dying. And turns out that there's clowns that are responsible for this. Alien clowns came here in their big top-shaped spaceship. I mean, it's a total parody. Everything in this movie is a parody, but they play it so straight. And they're like, oh my god, they're aliens, but they're like clowns. Oh my god, like this is so ludicrous. It's crazy, and everybody's trying to deal with it like very seriously. Like, how do we take out these clowns? We got to find their lair, and what are their weaknesses, that sort of thing. And it's actually quite good. I laughed a lot during this movie, just because it's so stupid and it's so ridiculous. The actors in it are pretty good. You've probably never heard of any of the people that are starring in it, except for John Vernon. John Vernon plays like he's not even the sheriff. You'd think he'd be the sheriff, but he's like an older like deputy or whatever, and he's just like grumpy and set in his ways and just like, you punk kids and now John Vernon's been in a billion things, and I'm not even going to mention any of them because, to be honest, I can't remember exactly which ones he's in, but lots of 80s movies where he plays like the authority figure, and he's just a grumpy guy, and he's just like, you don't want to get yelled at by John Vernon. Anyway, he gets to yell at a clown in this one, but the clown gets the better of him because these are alien clowns, right? Okay, so anyway, the acting's fine. I hadn't seen this in probably like 10 years or so, and I found it on DVD at the thrift store, and I was like, how can I not watch this and talk about it? Because I love this movie. I think this movie is great. Killer Clowns. Yeah, okay, so it's totally stupid. They're alien clowns. Basically any kind of weapons that they use or any of their methods of invasion are all clown themed, right? Like something you'd expect to see at the circus. For example, they have like cotton candy guns that shoot cotton candy and entangle people in this cotton candy, and then they take these cotton candy cocoons back to their big top lair, and they devour them by poking them with silly straws and sucking all the juices out of them, like. Yeah, and then they have like attack dogs, but it actually like attacks people and hurts people, and they have like popcorn guns. They shoot people with popcorn. Also, like candy corn is weaponized in this. Yeah, it's goofy and it's stupid, and it's like, but I think it came out at the perfect time, like 1988. There's horror movies were getting dumb around then. Like where was Friday the 13th at the time? What about Nightmare on Elm Street? Those movies were dumb. They were totally dumb. So this movie, made by the Chiodo brothers, which I don't really know anything about, this movie kind of parodies a lot of those movies, and like they use the same methods of suspense. The gag is just one big gag. The whole movie just relies on, like, these are clowns. It's not some guy in a hockey mask, and it's not some guy that invades you in your dreams or whatever. No, they're clowns. They're space clowns. Killer space clowns. Yeah, so I guess the whole movie really is one big joke, but there's enough things that happen in it that play up to the clown theme. It keeps you entertained, and it keeps it funny and fresh, and it's like, well, and it makes you wonder, like, what crazy clown gag are they going to pull out next, or for the finale. And the finale's really good, and I'm not even going to tell you about it because I think you really need to watch this movie. It's weird AF, but it's fun. I hadn't seen it in a long time, and going back and watching it now was kind of like, yeah, it was really nice to notice how different this was from every other, like, horror movie. Overall, I'm going to give this an A- because I really liked it. The only things that are keeping it down are, well, it had a really low budget, apparently. I think they pulled it off pretty good for a really low budget. But, there's a few effects that are kind of like, okay, that could have been a lot better. And some of the acting in some spots could have been a little bit better, but it was really good. And the whole thing really worked for me. It played out like a classic horror movie, but also it has this unique spin on it. So, yeah, A-. Hope you folks enjoy these kind of videos. If you haven't noticed, I got a new chair, and I've been kind of rocking back and forth. That's right. I mean, it's just me sitting in my lazy boy, giving you my opinion on a movie that I picked up at the thrift store. Like, the production values on this, through the roof, brother. Let me tell you. Anyway, if you like this, leave a like or a comment. And please subscribe to Andy Boy Comics and Toys. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one, everybody.